Niyaya of the seed and the tree. They say everything that the tree will eventually become is already present in potential form in the seed itself. Everything. It has to be present in the seed. If it's going to express itself, there has to be some potentiality of a kind of what would we say, genetic programming that is going to eventually cause the tree to grow in a specific kind of way. And so the seed is the source and the container of all of that potentiality, which will then actualize itself over the very long life of a tree. Now, this has many different aspects of application for our understanding, but it's a very important thing to think about this particular aspect. A person says, well, everything you're saying is fine, but I already am nourished by my food. I'm nourished by the air that I breathe. I'm nourished by my friendships, by my work, by my enjoyment of life. What is this deeper nourishment that we're talking about? And how does it benefit me? I'm fully grown. If we're talking about a tree growing up, what is this growth that we're talking about? We go back to the analogy of the tree and the seed, and we say, well, it's true that if the roots are there, the branches, the trunk is there, the branches are there, and the leaves are there, the tree has grown up quite a lot. But there are many trees that also have another level of expression. There's another level of expression in life. And that level of expression, we say, is the flowering of the tree, the blossoming of the tree. And that blossoming will only happen, we know, again, we're not studying botany here, it'll only happen under certain circumstances. We have this Niyaya that we've used for a long time to understand our meditation practice. It says the wintry tree, the Niyaya that says the tree will not blossom except under certain specific circumstances. Now we know in the regular cycle of the year, the tree should blossom, in springtime, perhaps when it gets warmer, when it's no longer winter, etc., and so on. But with regard to human life, we're talking about something else. We're talking about the blossoming of consciousness, the growth of more extraordinary, more complete, more refined, more powerful, more deeply open, more stabilized states of higher consciousness within. So that while we would have a tree that has grown, as it were, to show its branches and its leaves, if it hasn't blossomed yet, it has not yet fully expressed or revealed or manifested what is potentially contained as a potentiality even in that original seed, we say. Here we're talking about the seed of consciousness. We're not talking about a physical seed or some genetic process of the seed. We're saying that deepest place of consciousness contains the whole pattern of our life. And within that pattern, life, individual human life, is called to cycles and stages of growth. And that it is only when a certain kind of environmental circumstances prevail that, in fact, the highest stages of growth will only take place under those circumstances. What are those highest stages of growth? The growth of consciousness, the growth of higher states of consciousness, the refinement of consciousness, the refinement of awareness, the refinement of the mind, of the emotions, of the imagination, of insight, of spiritual qualities, of, we say, ennobling virtues, of states naturally and spontaneously expressive of aspects or dimensions of the absolute that then rise up inside us to express a kind of higher, beautiful, more evolved, more potent, more universal, and at the same time, more uniquely our own individuality, expressing forth the innate beauty, the innate solemnity, the innate divine enjoyment of life, the innate potentiality for expression of creativity in a higher way, in a more complete way, the innate intelligence of life, the innate divine emotions deep inside, the emotion of compassion, the emotion of love, the emotion of a mystical unity with what surrounds us, of a feeling of connectedness that is not just a surface feeling, but eventually a state and condition in which we realize the interwoven interconnectedness of everything all together, a mysterious and mystical rising state of consciousness in which we begin to see in the objects that surround us the luminosity and radiance and exquisite throb and pulsation of that same absolute consciousness that we originally have discovered deep inside ourselves, the presence of which we cultivate through the daily regularity of our Neelakantha meditation, as well as other practices in the great mandala and array of life.